Man in the wilderness. Yeah, man. Keep them real and honest. I want to act, people. I want to act. Yeah? Because I'm joined by Rattigan. But when I go see him, because I remember the microphone that get some problem yesterday. So I'm going to join him up on the phone. I soon knock him up. So I want to soon hear him. But I'm telling you something. You see that Judge Dale Staple in error big time. When the man come and say him found, I when find film ruling a garbage, I tell you say a straight crap. All him in a trouble to I buy him out, man. Fool judge this. That's not a judge. Me I tell you big time. I'm gonna show you where the finding when say fine when I make no sense. And then we are carrying Rattigan. I see other liars about something. Yeah? Where it blew him through the water. Because he put the government now in a more trouble than what he must say. What he must say don't even make no sense. He might write something about bougie boat line and letter and 50-cent stamp and diaspora and not even one. The man, listen, me can represent myself, in a Jamaica, because you're Jamaican. Rattigan can represent himself. Of course. So I have said, remember, I represent me and I represent Urban Mary and the whole of we, out here, saying, but him can represent himself and him have a liar. So when the man write it, that does bullshit. Judge, let me talk to you before me even bring in Rattigan here, so you're right, you're ever big time. That is bull crap. Okay? Bull crap. Staple, him a sell out. We have to deal with film case. I'm gonna draw back some videos. I'm gonna show you what I must say. And I said the government, sought for you, but the government get the money. That was denied by the government. And the government not file it neither. So it's trouble Sam put the government in that trouble now. And she can get a lawsuit. Saying she can get one. She going to. Okay? Before we go to that, all them say, them have state of public emergency. And right now as me speak, you and the Water Commission there, Springfield Square. Welcome all in a South St. James. You and Rasta, what name? Rasta Astro Black away one name. Where they say my Rasta party and thing. Right now, you go around about water, you promise the people. Them what you do? After the opposition have canceled him tour because you have state of public emergency in the whole parish. You out the Water Commission. That no make no sense to me. That no make no sense. See the great Rattigan here. See?
What going, brother? Talk to me now.
Yes.
Yeah, give me some signal there. Give me some signal. Talk to me. What's the topic today? What we are talking today?
Me I tell you, big time.
Okay.
He may be big time. Because the man say, not a line, and the diaspora wide. And nobody knows for you. I represent the diaspora. You're part of the diaspora, brother. You're Jamaican. So you represent yourself. You're a liar. You. So tell me something. No, Jamaican.
Yeah.
If now we some money. Couple million.
Yeah, we know by now what Dominican Republic or yeah.
So it's a feedback, but I don't have the mic of feedback, man. I know that echo like if you hear back something, it's a feedback. So you hear it go. As me said, the judge say him now have no, the diaspora broad and wide, but him now have a line of a letter of 50-cent stamp. Nobody from the diaspora.
You can't hear me now. You hear the echo?
Yes.
You still hear the echo?
It's an echo, yeah.
All right. You know what?
I talk on the phone, but I can't on the phone.
Okay.
I call them. Them can't hear me talk on the phone. Yeah, just mute them on the phone. Yeah, man. Yeah. Well, I'm right here. Yeah. They're coming on the phone. Yeah. Yeah, Ratty.
Yeah, hear me now?
Yeah, man, I hear you, man. You're good, man. Better now.
Okay.
Yeah, man, better now. Yeah, can work, so man. Better. So we're fine. We have to fix things. We're good. Yeah, can you hear now? Yeah. Better now.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're not here now, right? Eh? We're not here better now, right? Yeah, man. We're not here better now. Yeah, man, we're up, man. We're up. Yeah, all right. Lovely, lovely, Ratty. So as me I said, let me just tell back the people them. The judge, where them just put them from in a January. But judge. By out judge. Can never used to deal with this. None other judge now got to take up this and put this on them head, you know. Yeah? So when him come down and I say, you know, the diaspora vast and wide and touch every continent. But you still writing have a line or letter of 50-cent stamp from anybody from the diaspora to represent them. The man come from Jamaica and represent himself. Me can represent myself and then him I a liar when pay to represent who am I represent. So when the man find yourself that crap, then him I say him find about at the government. At the government. Look for she, so she and put her there. Not like that. But if it was like that, I'm more trouble now for the government itself. It's a very corrupted government, a patakat government we have, you know. You understand? Them not clean. See? Not clean. All right, so I could go in on some little things and I'll show you now. Me say, this is a liar, Ratty. You write this. Gov't, I think he's a liar. Yeah? This finding by the learned judge could turn out to be very problematic for the government as it contradicts their earlier statement as well as the Farah filing photo on the right. You see it? Yeah, it's a liar, this Ratty. He put it up on X. It's a prominent liar, and a prominent liar, this year. And them I tell you, but look here now. Look what them say also. Look here. This is what the man find. The first respondent, Johnson Smith, was not acting as a private individual in her candidacy for Secretary General. She not acting. So he might tell me that the government push this. And the government get the money. But I'll show you something now. Well, I know. The principal actor there was the government of Jamaica. Yeah, you know. Backside. And them the fine neither, you know, people. Yo, a liar, the judge, I request the judge, you know. Judge, yo, staple where you get yourself in a better. You're ruling the right. You can't pose up behind this. We know you're politically aligned too. But you have a question. Look where put the government in now. Instead of she alone, him bring the whole government now. Sink everything upon the government. Look at now. Put her forward as its candidate. So the government put her forward as its candidate. As she come up and say she want to do this, yeah, you know. People found. She was staple same phone, so they at the government. I don't know how him find that. You understand? But it's troublesome. So the money would have been given to the government of Jamaica for the money would have given to the government of Jamaica. I can't tell you something now. You have to hear this now. So still say the money they remember, you know, the government of Jamaica said them spend 43 million. Them don't know nothing about. They had the some money. Me go play some other things too, you know, people. Staple, you're not judge. You are claffy. Me I tell you this, you are claffy. You're just whooping deeper who now. Hold on, watch out. Benefit, not of the first respondent in the private or personal capacity, but of the government of Jamaica. So when she get her pay, if she did go now, Secretary General for the Caribbean, where name got it?
What's that?
Where she da go as what? What kind of secretary? Commonwealth.
Secretary General.
For the Commonwealth. So if she did go there, and the government did collect the pay?
No.
Oh, no, she get the money. And then she says when she returns, she don't know what she do. And the government did get some pay? You know, see, no, what am I saying?
Eh? And the government wouldn't be the one who was living at the mansion in a London either.
Okay. Hold on. They could file
you could feel her as their candidate. You see?
Them could have feel her. So the government could find she and feed she as the candidate. So I know the government, I know she do it at the government. Well,
Look on the filing over here, so. So right away, this will be problematic for the government too. I don't know how I'm find it there. Yeah, you understand? Maybe just a show, no? But
so let me tell you something. They learn to judge him wrong completely. This is foolishness. This is just political thing where him just get up and do. And we are telling him no more hot water more than anything else. Because we'll file a complaint against him too, you know. He matter you and Mr. Man don't quote about him song in your mouth, man. You too out of man. But not a line, not a letter, 50 cent stamp. That him saying Ratty. And the diaspora so broad and wide, and you know even have want somebody where you represent. The man represent himself. He might represent me too, because you can't tell me and make me have a sign when me the part you tell you say, hey, wanna forget her. Me, Urban Maria. What more you want? He might represent himself. Me I find something represent myself too. So him and a Jamaican, him a who? Now where you come from? I hear say you born Ratty. I judge I idiot, you know. Alright, me could see who give the money and where them give the money from. Me could see this. Watch her now.
Organization of Jamaica, Keith Duncan. The Musson Group and Grace Kennedy Limited are among corporate Jamaica members who paid global marketing firm Finn Partners to provide international communication services for Senator Kamina Johnson-Smith's candidature for the post of Commonwealth Secretary General. The cost of the contract...
Oh! Well, on there. Well, let me just stop there, Ratty. So, at them people here provide money for fishy. Me not hear them say them provide money for the government. The government provide money for you too. They never go and give the government a check. Never play about this. You're at the talk.
I just want people, I just want family that's upon yourself. I just want them to know, say, don't feel downhearted about the whole thing, because that is not my spirit. I just want to inspire and lift them up and make them know, say, them things, I'm going to go through them things a whole heap of times in my life. And so this is mine. This is not nothing. I say, when you live on the side of justice, I live on the side of truth, you know what about them little setbacks, because you know ultimately going to prevail. Now, what I'm just play something. When I talk about the government where the judge claims that the government get the benefit. Now, let me read something. There's no, in the statute of the claims that you violate, the Financial Administrative and Audit Act. It says nothing about benefit. It says that donation in kind may be classified as follows, and it lists a whole bunch of things. And it says consultant services. And it says when you get a gift or a donation like this, you must report it. And my argument is that she did not report it. And guess what? In her signed sworn affidavit, she said that she never get no gift. So she never have to report it. And then she went forward and said, then she never get no benefit. The benefit part, that is a red herring. Because the law don't mention nothing about benefit. The law mentioned gifts. But even if you take the gift part and say, we can run with it, on August 7th of last year, here's what the government says. Because remember that they must say, no, the judge has said the government get the benefit. Here's what the government involved with it. Here's what Minister of Information, Robert Morgan, said. He said, this is a quote. This is a quote on Nationwide Radio. He said, this is a transaction between private Jamaican companies and a private U.S. company for the benefit of an international campaign. Now, here's the key. The government of Jamaica was not a party to this contract.
True. Me read that, me listen that too. Yes. Yes.
Then and went on, when them start asking about the names of the people who made the contribution, he went on to say, quote, the government of Jamaica is not a party to the contract, and it would be inappropriate for me to name private company.
That him said. That the Minister of Disinformation said. Last year. right?
No.
May,
Maybe
yes.
add another people
April,
for something else.
August, yes.
So we have August 7th of last year. The
August,
government
yes.
come out and say that they're not involved with this contract. It's a private thing between people in Jamaica and Finn partners. It has nothing to do with the government.
Mm-hmm.
Then this year, the Office of the Prime Minister, the Office of the Cabinet, Ministry of Finance, Ministry of Foreign Affairs and Foreign Trade, Ministry of Agriculture, Ministry of National Security, and there's one more ministry. All of them come out and say, we never get no gift and we never get no benefit.
Okay.
The government don't get no gift, no benefit. So now we don't know how the judge turn around and find out now since the government will get it.
He might want to build it up. Him get removed.
Plus, here's the thing we're killing now, the judge. The Finn partners, the company were provided the gift of services to the minister. They themselves turn around and say, our client is the minister.
Now play it too. Now play it. So you see the judge, him another I sell him sell out him soul. Him one of them bad apple where I try to weed out of the system. All the documents there and this a film finding. Him sick. Now me continue play clear where Bug Life say. Listen, this in a parliament, by the way. When them a question him, listen.
President of the private sector organization of Jamaica, Keith Duncan, the Musson Group and Grace Kennedy Limited are among corporate Jamaica members who paid global marketing firm Finn Partners to provide international communication services for Senator Kamina Johnson-Smith's candidature for the post of Commonwealth Secretary General. The cost of the contract, $99,000. Information Minister Robert Morgan says those are the only donors who gave permission to be named publicly.
Does that represent the totality of the contributions that were made to cover the expenses of Finn? And how much would each of these individuals or companies contributed? And are there other companies that would have contributed as well who have opted not to be named?
The names I referred to, I do not suspect reflects the total sum. But I suspect that a lot of them are saying to themselves,
him attack for the people, them people. This are the nasty Bug Life and him kind of ways. Eh? Him get up and attack for himself. He must say, I suspect them would. You hear this, Ratty? I suspect. Can they not tell him this, you know? Him suspect. And then him talk with him feel. Him and the judge are working on one card, brother. Hear this.
why would we want to get into this controversy where we are legitimate businesses and individuals? We have contributed to opposition conference and opposition activities and government activities. And in this case, we are being dragged through the coals.
However,
So, remember them not tell him that, you know. Him just him summarize that them I say. But him attack like a reality, like I hit them I say. This you have to listen to them keenly, you know. Why would we do this and why would we do that? And in this case, them not tell him this. Yeah.
opposition leader Mark Golding remained adamant in knowing the complete list of benefactors.
You know that they were not the complete source of funds, but you're not disclosing to Parliament after 2 months or whatever the period is who funded the contract.
Madam Speaker, I have answered the questions to the best of my ability and I have no further information to add.
Meanwhile, Julian Robinson stresses the importance of the public finance regulations.
We have to do integrity reports on an annual basis. The principles of accountability, which all of us have to participate in, and we would have been candidates in a general election where we had to declare who contributed to our campaigns, is no different.
Aladdin Love, CVM Live.
So it's no different. Who contribute to them campaign as individual? So it's no different. You understand? Shadow is an election. Who campaign to our campaign? Who contribute to our campaign? We don't know. But let me play our next thing also.
locally that the senator, in her quest to unseat the incumbent Baroness Patricia Scotland, hired an international marketing firm to conduct her media affairs. Many
hire an international consultant. Same thing, go with what you're saying, Rattigan. And the government here hire it, yeah.
From the time it was revealed locally that the senator, in her quest to unseat the incumbent Baroness Patricia Scotland, hired an international marketing firm to conduct her media affairs, many brows were raised. Journalists questioned the rationale for the move behind Senator Kamina Johnson-Smith's choice of Finn partners, but it was
her choice! Because it's them that know who for choice. And the government choice this, Her choice. You hear this? Okay.
was only recently disclosed that a June 6 filing by Finn Partners Inc. with the U.S. Justice Department under the United States Foreign Agents Registration Act, FARA, named the senator as the client herself and not corporate Jamaica as was initially reported.
Okay, people. So when a judge forget fired, a judge them for charge him too, A judge are corruption. Staple, you are corruption. Let me tell you straight. You understand? Remember play back this and just listen again. What about what kind of finding? Where am I talking about?
It was revealed locally that the senator, in her quest to unseat the incumbent Baroness Patricia Scotland, hired an international marketing firm to conduct her media affairs. Many brows were raised. Journalists questioned the rationale for the move behind Senator Kamina Johnson-Smith's choice of Finn Partners, but it was only recently disclosed that a June 6 filing by Finn Partners Inc. with the U.S. Justice Department under the United States Foreign Agents Registration Act, FARA, named the senator as the client herself and not corporate Jamaica as was initially reported. It highlighted that the minister hired the company in April to, among other things, provide media relations and content strategy and development for her bid. This at a reported cost of $99,000. That would leave just over $3 million for the plethora of expenses outlined by the Office of the Prime Minister that reported the campaign cost taxpayers $18.2 million Jamaican dollars. CVM International
and it was more than that, Ratty, but 40 million it cost taxpayers, right? Not 18.
No, what happened is that what happened is that they gave her, as a documented, they gave her 18 million, right? So for meals, transportation, COVID testing, PR support activity. And then when they get ready to go, Kigali now, they spend 25.6 million.
So, so not 18 and all. So, right about 40 million that spent.
Yes.
From taxpayers. Okay. Well on there.
National Affairs contributor and former ambassador to the United Nations, Curtis Ward, who broke the story, says this development has raised significant concerns.
Neither the Prime Minister nor the Foreign Minister can continue to remain silent. They must come clean. As it is, the Foreign Minister's credibility is compromised. And as long as she serves in that post, so is Jamaica's foreign policy and international credibility.
While he lauds the work of the local groups now demanding answers on the spend for the Senator's Commonwealth Secretary-General campaign, he admits
it is quite troubling when the government knowingly and deliberately makes false statements to the public and is comfortable in believing no one will raise questions as to the veracity of those statements. Worse, if the government believes the people will be intimidated and remain silent when the government obfuscates and lies to the public. The government should not expect to betray the trust of the people with impunity. There must be transparency and accountability.
Nika Lewis.
Boy, Ratty, but them two, they want me just play them big Ratty. Them huge. Yes, Ratty. Them huge.
Yeah. You mash up them head, man. You mash up them head. They don't mash up them head, mash up them head. You see what happened, And I've been telling people that this thing is a marathon. And them think it's a sprint. So them run the 100 meter and they run it in a 9.5, 9.2. Them set world record. But them tired now. And now we're going to just jog right past them, and we're going to jog the 26 plus miles and leave them right the sun. Because don't forget, this should come out yesterday and start to put a whole bunch of nonsense and things like that and make statements. This is the same thing that happened when they were going to Kigali. Remember, they said they have the votes in their pockets when they went to Kigali because they were absolutely sure she was going to get that job, that the Africans were going to vote for her because she couldn't get the votes in CARICOM. And she went with her entourage. She, the prime minister's wife, the U.S. Jamaican ambassador to the U.S., a whole bunch of them went. And what happened? They were sorely disappointed. And the same thing is going to happen with these kids. They can't revel now. But they only had one night to do it because you see what happened today. This gentleman, I don't know him, never met him, never even heard of this man. And I heard that he's a well-respected and one of the most successful lawyers in Jamaica. He start go through the law, he start go through the judge's decision and say, wait a minute, this judge are not consistent. Something is wrong here because how can he say that it's a government when Twin Partners is saying something else, the minister is saying something else, and the government is saying something else. This is all messed up. Something is not right here. Oh, and guess what? While we're talking about who got the gift and who didn't get the gift, as we speak, there has been no filing for that gift.
Okay.
There's been no filing. And that gift was given that gift was given in April. The first payment was in April of last year.
Yes.
So, no matter how you slice it, there are problems abounding regarding this issue because no filing has been made, and the statute says that you must file if you get a gift. It doesn't matter who you are. You must file. If you're a government official and you get a gift, you must file. Now we have the government telling me that they didn't get a gift and they didn't get a benefit. So the question that is still there is, who got the gift? Who got the gift? No, that question is answered by Fin Partners. Fin Partners said, we got paid to give the gift to the minister.
Mm-hmm.
The minister said, I didn't get the gift. It's the government. The government said, no, we didn't get the gift. And the judge said, no, it's the government who got the gift.
A judge, them have to take him up. What if you look through one of them cases too? This judge, problematic judge. One of them will buy out. Yeah. Yeah, man. Yeah, man.
So this is just the opening salvo, because there is a lot more to come. I suspect that people are gonna go through his opinion, and they're gonna find all kinds of issues with it. Because look, one of the things that the judge said is that the minister committed no breach.
Right away. You know, so the judge gone, him knock him head. The judge knock him head. Eh?
If the law says if you receive a gift and you have to report it, and if we can prove that the minister received that gift and didn't report it, then that's a breach. And she said in her statement, she said, I received no gift, so she did not file. And then what the judge did, the judge started making an argument saying that, Mr. Rattigan, if you have an issue regarding the ministers filing or not filing, then what you should have done, you should go to the Integrity Commission or the tax people and report it. He said you cannot use the court to adjudicate that matter. That's a matter for the investigators. Right?
But I
find that she committed no breach. He might do the same thing where him claims that me I tried though.
No, but but him out that in himself. He might tell you cannot do it. No, this is a public figure. This is a servant of a country where any citizen of that country can go to court if you see them do wrong. That's a number one. That's straight and plain. Whether the prime minister any one of them, you can't carry them to court. Of course. You see them do something and it's illegal and them thing, you can't carry them to court. It's not beneficial to the country now, kind of thing, but the judge has said him error. We now ask, we tell him, he might not judge him at Avekwashi. He might one of them buyout judge. Yeah? Him them find say him a do dirty deed and then use the court because them I just the other day around January them push him up there, give him bigger money, Can they do me a pen? He was the parish court judge down there. You understand? Them give him a little bigger money and push him. Other judge them leave the case because them know say, okay, this problematic, so we can go rule and then mash up ourselves. Him take it up when nobody know him. He want to be seen. And him run out with bad ruling. And feel it and let go. And him a write. And when I bought no line, no letter, no 50-cent stamp. And the diaspora big. And him not see nobody where you are represent. You represent yourself. You say, judge is stupid. This is not a learned judge.
In fact, the caption on the thing says that the first person mentioned there that I'm representing me.
Thank you. So you represent yourself?
Yeah.
Yes. So if you represent yourself, so you're not Jamaican and you don't have no interest, so no, fling it out.
Here's another problem with the judge's reasoning. A gift was given and there was no filing, and the judge said that the minister didn't commit any breach. Now, what that says is that you can accept money under the table, over the table, wherever,
and you be
don't
dirty.
have to report it.
And from him and the judge, and you have a DPP with dirty like him too, because him dirty too, We not ask you, him dirty. So if you have a dirty judge, dirty DPP, dirty commissioner of police, well, the government all right, because it can't keep corrupted. Got them corrupted too. And when we say dirty, we attack corruption. Yeah? Because him corrupted too. Him not pocket. We not ask him. Him in a pocket. Him have to step down. Him can't be no judge, and you have to look back on some other case so we are dig up right now as we speak. We'll do some deep dive like Rattigan say, yeah, man. We are, saying, yeah, because we have to look at them things them when him do. Because this when rule and put out, he make him look like more like a coffee. He make Google Gaga look better than him. Because the finding when put out, I me just read the first part, I thought him I want to read the rest of it. It show off anybody better. See? Not a line, not a letter, not a 50-cent stamp. I know the diaspora big. And you have one person where you represent for the diaspora. So you is not a person then. And this is my disrespect, Yeah, who you me no know. Me no never Jamaica you did born. I must see Europe you come from or somewhere. You represent yourself. The man saying not even one side. That don't make no sense. And when him say the government, nothing like that because we are played as she get the gift and them, as she them get the gift. Yeah? And Finn Partner say as she are the client. But you have the papers. Not the government of Jamaica. With the address. Ratty, the address. Don't the address don't the ministry, right? With the address of the ministry.
Liquor Port Royal.
Okay, good, sir. Good.
No. I mean, this judge, like I said, it's very concerning his decision, and I'm confident that it's going to be overruled on appeal. I'm very confident of that because what he's saying is that if you see corruption in Jamaica and you know about it in America, you need to get 5 people and get 5 affidavits from them saying that they're directly affected. If you're not directly affected. And then you have to file your action. Because what he's saying is that I'm not directly affected. And I'm saying, look, every Jamaican is directly affected by corruption. Any act of corruption. Any act of corruption.
And you don't need no affidavit for file with nobody because you can't file for yourself.
Yeah.
You file for yourself. And you have a lawyer, you're a lawyer, and your lawyer represent you. So you file for yourself. So what happened?
No. The minister, when the statement, when my complaint was made public, she said that the complaint is baseless, untrue, and defamatory. right? Yesterday, she made a statement, in her vindication statement, and she said, essentially, she said, see what I'm telling you? Mr. Rattigan's claims, they're baseless and they're defamatory. You notice she didn't use the word untruthful. She didn't say that. Because she knew it's the truth.
Mm-hmm.
She knows the truth. And here's what I say to her. Minister, since you're consistent in saying that I've defamed you, that my statements are defamatory, then what you should do is then file a lawsuit against me for defaming her. But watch. There will be no such lawsuit. Or if there's such a lawsuit, she will pay a heavy price. You know why? Because truth is a complete defense to any defamatory claim. Libel or slander, any one of them. If you can prove that what you're saying is true, then you defeat the person's claim. And I can prove that the minister was the one who received that gift of services from Fin Partners. And I can prove that the minister in her statutory declaration said she did not receive a gift. And I can prove that the minister did not file as required with the Ministry of Finance. And I can show that the government said that they did not receive any gift or any benefit. So everything I've said about that is absolutely true, and I have the documentation.
Good. So the judge now, in a big error, that means the judge just said, me just throw out Rattigan thing outside. We're going to throw it outside because him now have nobody do no affidavit for him represent them. That's stupid judge. He might represent himself. Okay? Him a Jamaican. First and foremost. And yeah, use Bujo song stupid again.
Oh, 1 second alone, so. Let me see something about it here. It's over here. But in my we call it a complaint in America. One of the first things I did, I said, I am a Jamaican living in the US.
Thank you. Thank you.
So
the judge,
I didn't equivocate on it. I didn't say, well, I live here and have some relationship to Jamaica, or I didn't skip it completely. The first thing I mentioned, I said, I am a Jamaican. First thing.
Good. And him might tell about, nobody in the diaspora no sign for you represent them. You represent yourself. And if it's a sign, look what 1,000 of people are signed, but we don't need to even do that, to even job and complicate the thing, because you alone can manage this, And we are telling say we are against them with the corruption. And we know them sit down and watch us. Straight 5 watch us, the Prime Minister, the one of them watch us. See? So them know what we are doing, we hold them accountable. So that judge feel like him and the big bad wolf. And we are saying we're going to cut him down. You have to report him right
now.
Yes, man.
I can tell you that based on the Twitter, the X statement filed by that attorney, that they are right now they're cringing, because I cannot begin to tell you how many people write me since yesterday, but since this thing came out, a lot of people have written to me and said, look, you have to appeal this case. You have to appeal this case. And I said, I will. No worries, I will.
The judge blunder, man. And I even blunder. Him deliberately do this. For mislead Jamaica public and feel say, okay, but I use the court. And hide behind the court. Supreme Court to him and a judge. Him is a puppet. Him and one of the puppet them. Because we'll pick them out fast, Him and a judge, him not the judge duty. Him not balance neither, Him not following the law, Ratty. Him a follow one point of view. And I follow them.
You see, if you follow him reasoning, what I thought he was going to say was that, listen, Mr. Rattigan, the court is not going to get involved in investigating this person. Although I wasn't asking for an investigation.
That is
but
it.
if he had even said that, Yeah, because all I ask him, the only issue I ask him to say is to make a declaration that she didn't file. That's all. So if he had said, look, we don't want to get involved with that because the repercussion of that is if I say that, then and say that she didn't file, then what happens is that the Integrity Commission and other law enforcement, quasi law enforcement bodies will probably start an investigation. So here's what I'm going to suggest you do. Why don't you take your complaint? If you believe that she didn't file, take your complaint over there and file it with them, and then let them continue. Let them decide whether or not they're going to investigate. That would be a better answer than to say she did not commit any breach. And here's the thing. He never once asked her, did you file or didn't you file?
Okay.
Never once.
So you see what I mean?
He accepted no testimony.
All right.
No testimony.
So
decide the truth of the truth of the matter asserted. He never asked her, did you or didn't you? He didn't. And then all of a sudden he went from saying, Mr. Rattigan, you can't do this, to then him jump on and him do it.
No, I'm good that alone. But because the court are the people's court and a film court. So I'm going to tell us to take it. When you're a concerned citizen of Jamaica, who serve, who know about law, who deal with them things, you're a lawyer yourself. And as a 30-year veteran FBI, nearly 30-year veteran FBI agent, right, we investigate, we do better investigation than any one of them. Google Gagana police, by the way. So him can go talk about the investigation pan him. So you have it by your side and as a lawyer. But him is a liar too, and then him call to the bar and go to them push him up a judge. Can have to do law. Same way. So and a liar get more learned than you. And if you know say where him a come with him, if you know say him a talk to a liar same way him a crosses. You know crosses when you hear crosses. It now go work. You understand? So right away I push him a push down for himself. For please who? And then by the way, I'm couldn't go tell him to use the court because the court are there for us to use. Not his court. Taxpayers' money run the court. It a pay him too. Him for just do him job and be balanced. But him sell out.
Him do.
Yes.
It's another thing him do. Him all that cost to them.
Yes, I'm stupid. That's stupid.
No. For the case that I brought, which is an administrative declaration, the rule is that you generally do not offer cost in those cases.
Him ever get him don't know.
Right?
That him want to learn more.
Yeah, it says costs are not generally awarded in administrative declaration cases, except if we can prove that a person filed a frivolous lawsuit. Meaning the person filed a lawsuit where you just move on the face of it, you just say nonsense. No, in start out, think by saying this case is about public interest, So it cannot be a frivolous lawsuit. It cannot be a foolish lawsuit.
Instead of public interest.
The basis of the lawsuit is that a government official got a gift and the government official did not report the gift as required by law. And so to the people who would have said, well, it's a little thing, this and why we make a mountain out of a molehill. Think about this. It's so the thing them start.
Of course.
It's so them start.
Then Ratty, if people get 13,000 Jamaican, less than 100 for minimum wage, and the government can take up 40 million for just straight away from better enough people can get 10,000. So couple people get $10,000 in the pandemic, Meanwhile, she go around with 40 million plus the next 15 million, nearly $58 million for she dash way for nothing. And it will just go like that. Yeah? Not even private sector, I see I won't go spend even the 90,000 them that give in a inner city school or something for uplift for some attached youth to do something. Them not do it. You understand? She get our money, taxpayers' money for dash way. Plus them say them the business that she get this. FinPass not sign nothing with Jamaica government. Them talk about she as them client. And she come with something and she don't understand you can file against her up there so no way. That is a better thing. And him now, you have to file against, you have to do something, make a complaint against him.
Yeah. No, that judge we're contemplating taking some action. We're not quite sure what the action will look like, but we're contemplating taking some action because you cannot say you're competent when you base a decision on phantom facts. There are no facts there. You just conclude that hey, she didn't commit, or better yet, when you make the decision in the face of facts, because the facts are there that she received the gift and that she didn't file, and then and that's a violation of the law, and then you turn around and say, no, I don't think you violated the law.
He must say it, and I think he's supposed to balance and go off laws. He must go off for him oneself and maybe in pocket. And we are push it to him. You go off for your pocket. Yeah, man, you go off for your pocket. You know, when I say I'm to a judge already, I think them did have an ambassador in Jamaica, Bernal, where his son move some things and his son friend take the falling feet and the judge give him a little slap on the wrist. The judge are thinking about prison. Same thing. You know, sometimes you have some judge where them overstep them bound and do some little things and you know them do the thing. And you say, no, you're not judge. And we're going to talk to them straight. You understand? The judge and where the judge said the finding of the judge, it's rotten. He might talk foolishness. He must say the man don't even have Jamaica, the diaspora broad and wide. And him not even have a line, not a letter, not a 50-cent stamp. Turn it on back, Rattigan, and echo.
We're sure say he's gonna come up with a more original line than that one, you know, but that is what he come up with. But look, that's what you call a judge's prerogative, and drafting opinion. But in any way you draft it, the opinion must be supported by the facts and the law. And if your opinion is not supported by that, then your opinion is worthless. It's useless. So with all due respect to the judge, I mean, I respect his opinion, but I respectfully disagree with his opinion. And now people are coming out now saying, yes, we disagree with his opinion too, and people are being vocal about it. And so if they think that, if they think this was going to be a 9-day wonder, they've just added like some more time to it. You know what I mean? Well, they know it's not a 9-day wonder because it's been going on from last year, June.
Yes.
Right? And we're not going to stop till we get justice. And if it means that we have to appeal this all the way to the Privy Council, then we will.
Of course. And then you see what happen now. Because what them doing now, them are make it on an international level now. In Barris, Jamaica, shows the government corrupted more and more. And them have judge in a pocket. And them have DPP in a pocket because they give back DPP work. Okay? So them give back DPP work. So them have DPP in a pocket. Them have judge in a pocket. Them have police in a pocket. Them have said was so-called police in a pocket too. You understand? Them have everything in a pocket. It can't work. A country can't run like that. Can't run like a dictator country. The judge blunder. We don't have to talk about that error. The judge deliberately do this. Judge need to resign. You need to resign now. Because you're not fit for index and stand up in the court. You're an embarrassment to Supreme Court. You're an embarrassment. Or if you come talk to Ratty, you know, not a line, not a letter, not a 50-cent stamp, and no one from the diaspora. You know, no sign or affidavit for him represent them. The man represent himself. What kind of stupidness that? And then you know, fine off to do nothing. When I'm saying the fine off to do what? That's stupid. You said the government. You'll blame all the government now, then we have to turn to the government now because the government extra corrupt. Because the government mouthpiece. It'll come out and tell us plain lie then. And then fin partners who them sign, them not sign with government of Jamaica, them sign with she. You know, sister, when it's stupid. How are you the judge? We call from Brian side for move you, you know. Dry you up, you know. Don't make him sit down about him trying no more nothing right now too, you know. Put him on suspension right away. Right now. Because him is a fear to Jamaica. And who no help mash up Jamaica. You staple. Yeah, man. If I hear your name staple, I will staple up sitting, don't it? Him figure step aside, him and a judge. Him corrupted. Dale Staple is a corrupted individual. Him and a judge. Him give judge bad name. Yeah? And then put up no line, no letter, no 50-cent stamp. No one in the diaspora no affidavit, no sign, not even one. You know, so you don't have no sense. The man is a Jamaican. First and foremost, and him file on behalf of himself. So you don't count him. The stupid judge. That's
so more I know if we need an affidavit. Let me write an affidavit for myself. You say what happened is that the idea of interest, right? And it's going to get struck down. I'm telling you, it's going to get struck down. It's going to get struck down. The idea of standing goes to interest. What interest do you have in the case? And so I'm bringing this case. And what he's saying then is that as an individual, you don't have sufficient interest to bring the case. So what he's saying that I shouldn't concern myself with acts of malfeasance, of corruption, of people not filing when they show people violating laws and regulations and whatever it is. He said I should have no interest in any of that at all. Not only with this minister, he's saying that I should have an interest at all with any minister at all. Or anybody in Jamaica, any government officials with this. And he's wrong. He's wrong. Because you should see corruption. You should see corruption the way it's a terrorism. If you see something, say something. That's how you should deal with corruption.
So this judge, Dale Staple, where must say the corruption at the order of the day of Jamaica. So him stand with corruption, and when you have a citizen of the country, no set to draw down the country, yeah? Him struck you, him want to push you aside and say, hey, you're not supposed to be with no corruption about here, none at all. For as long as the government and government member do it, or anybody in the government and big boys, don't bring it around here. Tell about two get to you because send police go kill them. And that him want. And sit down and lock up, get up people and send them go up. And when them go in and them not guilty, him find them guilty and send them to prison. It make me sure if you run, no for him file them right now, some people who him send go to prison shouldn't even be at prison. Yeah? This is not a judge. He's not a judge. This is a Abekwashi. Yeah?
You know, and you ask yourself, well, first thing is that we're high on the corruption index, all right? And Jamaica is not seen as an incorruptible place, right? A place where you can come and do business without having to deal with all of the factors of corruption. Jamaica is not seen as that place. And Jamaica as a society has basically accepted the corruption. Most Jamaicans will tell you, and I think they did a study recently where they said most of them said that Jamaica is a corrupt place. And we always hear our politicians talk about, putting a lid on corruption because corruption is affecting the GDP, it's affecting this, it's affecting the quality of life, it's affecting health, it's affecting safety and security, it's affecting everything. And so, what this judge, the message, the proposition that he's making is that if you see it and it's not affecting you directly, if they're not taking the money out of your pocket directly, then you have no business complaining about this. Because here's the thing, ask yourself this question. Who was directly affected by the minister's non-filing? Who?
The whole of Jamaica.
Exactly.
Whole of Jamaica. Every single Jamaican.
Whole of Jamaica and the whole of Jamaicans.
And the whole of Jamaicans. The whole Jamaicans.
Yeah, the people
in the diaspora in Jamaica. Everyone of us.
Because here's the thing. They've asked us to help with all of these things. And I asked a journalist yesterday, I said, listen, because he raised the question. And I said to him, let me ask you a question. A Jamaican in Jamaica, ordinary Jamaican, would he have standing to bring this action? And he said, yes. I said, okay, now you take that same Jamaican and you fly him to New York, right? And then he hears about this thing going on with the minister. Does he have standing to file?
Of course.
All you've changed is the geography. That's all you've changed.
Yes.
Because it's still a Jamaica.
Mm-hmm.
So you just changed geography. You moved it from Jamaica to somewhere else. Mm-hmm. And if the answer is, well, no, if the answer is no, he cannot file, then the proposition is that once you leave the shores of Jamaica, you have no standing to file lawsuits of this nature in Jamaica. And it's nonsense.
You people make sure you're bigger nonsense now. So we have a thing named Privy Council. Wait there, in Jamaica, Kingston, Jamaica Privy Council there. Which part it there? Where's the Privy Council?
Because they have one in Jamaica, they have one in England.
In England, okay. So when you take it to the higher the Privy Council at UK, a Jamaica there? No British thing that, don't it? And we take it to there and then they take quash thing and tell you what to do and everything. Not you. Eh? So you're not a British, but you can go through the Privy Council and you get justice. And that's okay. Even overrule them from the Supreme Court. Eh? And that's okay. And you're a Jamaican now. And I'm going to tell you, say, hey, not a line, a letter, 50-cent stamp. Nobody not do no affidavit. And the man a Jamaican. Judge, where you come from? And then you say she not do nothing wrong. And then she run out and she no. Say everything front of me. Say me just play them in front of me a little while. And you have all the dockets.
The other thing to know is that there's something called the Foreign Affairs Orders, I think it's called, where it says that if you're a member of the Foreign Affairs and you get certain gifts, you have to report them. No, she didn't report this gift like that to Foreign Affairs, and she didn't report it to her own agency. And how do I know this? Because they sent me the letter.
Okay.
She didn't report it.
So you have all of these things. And the judge must sift through them. I don't know when him take time to sift through them. 3 judges now, people. The other 2 say no because we have to rule right. So we have to rule right. So Rattigan, you know, right now I beat them, I get beat, you know, so we have to rule right. So you know what we do? We could just excuse ourselves. Yeah, we could just remove ourselves for one. We'll do bathroom break. Him take it up on him head because him just get raised up here and them elevate him. Me will do it. Yeah, because them love corruption. Eh? And him run come and say my file and then when put out his garbage. Man, where you're right, I will not stop beating with this because you're not judge. Yeah? Judge Sykes, you need for rein him in. Him and a judge, you're not supposed to even sit in and not talk today. You feel good way. You know my thing, you know, me no, you know, we just talk straight, because, you know, we not go around corner. This is not a judge. He's not a judge.
You see what happened, the issue that came before the judge was a very simple issue. It was an issue, composed in this way. Did the minister, we need an administrative declaration that the minister didn't file because we have the documentation that she didn't file. She received a gift and she didn't file. Now, his analysis should start with, what was the gift? Who gave the gift? Who received the gift? What does the law say about that gift? If the law says you're supposed to file, who was supposed to file? Did that person file? That's the inquiry he should have pursued.
That's it.
But he didn't. He just said, you know, I don't find where she breached she committed any breach. And the breach, and as of today, the breach is still unaddressed because even if he said the government got it, that was supposed to be recorded. It was supposed to be accounted for. And right now, there is no such accounting. And again, how do we know this? We're not talking about hearsay or whatever, because those agencies, those government agencies, they wrote and they said, we did not receive a gift and we did not receive a benefit.
All right, me go teach you, Judge. I remember your FBI agent, you know. You have special agent for nearly 30 years. And we're going at something and teach you something now, Judge. Ratty a liar too, you know. Remember the man of the wilderness, this, you know, Ratty do I do, you know, so no matter what your face, we're tough that way there. All right, Ratty, me go play back a video. Now play back a video, I'm going to ask you something. I'm going to ask the people them something. What's a video here? What's a video here?
Explain the word of this tune.
Hold on.
That's the one with the fire filing.
Well, yeah, no, this woman.
Organization of Jamaica, Keith Duncan. The
I'll play
Musson
this.
Group and Grace Kennedy Limited are among corporate Jamaica members who paid global marketing firm Finn Partners to provide international communication services for Senator Kamina Johnson-Smith's candidature for the post of Commonwealth Secretary General. The cost of the contract, $99,000 US.
People, let me stop it there, sir. Let me just ask you something. Let me hear what I said. I'm going to ask you one thing. So, if you follow what the judge said fine and say, Judge, may I teach you something now? Because you say you're a judge. Remember, you go law school and say you learn something and, you know, you're a liar. You go law school first and liar and then them call it to one, you know, elevate you and you return judge. Okay. All right. If this is the government, and you say the government get the money, why is it the money where the government put plus the 99,000, the 15 million? Why the government never put everything together? You said the government put $58 million to our campaign. Why is it the money separate that them pay Finn Partners for, not the government, and the government no business about it? Because you donated to the government. So we won't even in that chatting, we don't know so the money donate straight to the government. Them will not go chat to Finn Partners, Ratty. It don't make no sense, Ratty. So let me ask, Ratty, just think of what me I say. So if the government like what this judge say get the money, I do the whole thing and then them seek she. That means the donation that donate to the government not to seek out no Finn Partners and pay for she. You'd have to give the government the money in full, right? Give the money to the government. Then the government add on for them some. Then it's gonna be 40 million, it'll be 50 million the government spend all together. No so it go.
Yeah. But here's another point to add to your point. If he's claiming that the government got the money, right?
Mm-hmm.
How come Finn Partners have it right here? Hold on. You see, when you try and do a thing to help out people and get okay, here it is. If he's saying that the government got the money from corporate Jamaica, two big problems. One is the government should have filed.
Mm-hmm.
No filing up to date.
Mm-hmm.
And then Finn Partners who got the money. Here's who Finn Partners said they got the money from. Keith Patrice Duncan. Is that the government?
No.
Sandals Resort International. Is that
not
government?
The government. Mm-hmm.
Grace Kennedy Limited. Is that government?
No.
Seprod Limited. Is that government?
No.
AIC Barbados Limited. Is that government?
No.
The Jamaica National Group Limited. Is that government?
No.
Barita Investments Limited. Is that government?
No.
Those are all the people or organizations who paid the money.
So
nowhere does it say Jamaica government.
Okay, so that's what I ask you now, Ratty. So if all right, so me and you donate something to, we see somebody that run the government. Don't we not take more money and we just give to the government? Like when them get grant, who them give it to? Them give it to the ghetto people or them give it to the government? Yeah, Ratty, you can hear me?
Yeah, hold on a second. I'll try to come back.
No, it's all right. Can I hear you better now? May I hear clearer? I don't know what. But, Ratty, let me ask you, sitting before you even forward back. Ratty, when them give the donation for the people, them and thing, and who get it? Are the people them get it themselves or the government them donate it to?
The people them give to the government.
Are the government them give it to? Okay. So
right.
if them people that donate something to the government, like what the judge say, don't the government get the money?
Yeah.
You have them people and name Finn Partner name them people. I say them pay for she and she are the client. Them they say the government are the client. Them say Kamina Johnson-Smith are them client.
The people them say them never give her a title. Them say Kamina Johnson-Smith is the client.
Okay. So where him get him thing from? So him not see the whole of his documents. And him say the government seek. Where him get that from? Where him do Sykes you don't need to move this guy. He's not a judge. Him stupid. What tell him fine point blank? Where him do know him just open up Pandora box from the government and everything. Because when the government get grant and these things, even if give poor people or do anything, them give it. A matter of fact, poor people get things, from overseas, and attach youth and thing. None of them put them on the money of the government, them give to. The government collect it. Them come and give to government, them give to the government. Different from me, have some other people donate and might give you as an individual, but the government, 31 million from the vice president, who get it? And the government, we don't know what them do with it. All them in over 2 billion US them get what a year in the pandemic. Who get it? The government. What them do with it? Them scam it. Because them a chopper. Them chop it. And tell lie. Them chop it. See? When them borrow and everything, so them chop it. So we are saying if private sector that give the government money.
Give us a second. I get a feedback. I cut out.
Yes, yeah, I get a feedback. Yeah, cut out that, yeah, man. So So if private sector did I give the government the money, the government that take this money, maybe we know hear about the money. We get this money, and then when we get this money, them that put the rest of money, yes, the government put 58,000. Maybe you need hear the private sector mention. You need to hear them name. But Fin partners have them name individually, one who spend the money on that over there. So them can't change because them go to prison, The US that, them can't change some things, Yes, right.
Yeah, me can hear it better now.
Yes.
You get a feedback from me? Eh?
I'm
gonna move from there, so.
Yeah. I'm still.
Yeah.
Go on, talk.
You still get an echo?
Yeah.
Turn it down. No. Hold on. How about the echo? You still get it?
Yeah. It's about delay. But when you tell me, yes. Yes, Ratty.
Yeah.
All right. So let me ask you, if the government get money, then you need this. It's an echo more. Now make you go and then you just mute. Yes. Just mute the mic. Go on, talk.
No, make it make me.
Yeah, not your mic. Yes, when me attack, yes. When me attack, they can't hear you. Yes. Yeah, you can hear me now. Yes. Yeah, all right, good. So when me attack, you mute the mic, they can't hear you. When you can't hear better now, right? You can't hear better now? Me just ask you. When you can't hear better? Yeah. When I hear me better now, when you mute the mic. When you not hear me better, talk to me quick now. Answer quick. You could just finish talk to that today. Yes, okay. When you attack, we make you unmute the mic. So, okay. So, what me answer to that, So, if him claims to the government, get the money. So, them have the name over there and I tell you who give the money. It no make no sense, Ratty. And then the government did give 58 million. You know yourself 48 million the government giving all. It'll be 58 million. Then Bug Life himself come and say, listen, them they're private people who giving on them the one them name call out. Him come and say it. See? So when the government has a right there, so where the judge has a right there, so him just feel him throw the government under the bus. By doing this, him the let go her. Him the let her go, Him open a can of worm, He mash her up. And the government him fling under the bus. The judge is a stupid judge, Ratty. Stupid. Him stupid, man. Talk to the Ratty.
Yeah. You know, somebody said to me last night, they said, this is not a judgment that's founded in law, that's based on law. He said, this is a judgment that's based on politics. That's what somebody said to me last night. They say it's a political judgment. Because they said they searched through it and they can't. First of all, the facts don't support what the judge's ruling is. The facts just don't support it. Because when you say that she first of all, let's go back to the standing issue. When you say this Rattigan guy, he doesn't have standing, line letter 50-cent stamp, diaspora wide. I don't know if he's trying to be a lyricist or if he might try to get from Buju Banton good side. I don't know what happened. I don't know what prompted him to do it. Because he had plenty of time to write this thing. He had about 2 weeks, I think, to write this thing. So he had plenty of time to do his research on things. And like I said, with all due respect, you know, I appreciate his effort to serve in the judiciary and to dispense justice for the people of Jamaica. But respectfully, I have to disagree with his opinion, because his opinion is not based on fact and it's not based on law. Because if you take the facts and you apply them to the law, his decision would have been different. He would have found, here's what he would have found. Because I asked him to just make a declaration that she didn't file. That's all. She raised the issue that, hey, this guy doesn't have standing. She's the one who raised it. He doesn't have standing and I didn't do anything wrong, right? So what he had to do was to say, okay, let's look at the standing issue. All right. He's filing for himself and on behalf of other people. Now the rule says that if you're filing for yourself, if you're filing, standing says that you must have interest. So if you're filing, you must have interest. Or if you don't have any interest in the matter, then you have to get 5 people who have interest in the matter, get their affidavits, and then you file on their behalf, right? That's what happened with like a class action lawsuit, or we have a lawsuit where people just don't have the funding or they don't understand what's going on, and you try to help them out, right? So he should have said, his ruling should have been, okay, you know what? He filed for himself and others. Like, let's dispense with the others because, you know, for whatever reason, he didn't get the affidavits. But for himself, yeah, he did. Okay, now let's see what interest does he have. His interest is he wants to address the issue of corruption. He wants to address the issue of preferential treatment for parliamentarians and officials. He wants to address the issue of parliamentarians violating laws and administrative regulations. Okay, as a Jamaican, that's fairly noble. We want Jamaicans all over the globe to do something like this, wherever they are. If they find that if they have facts suggesting that there was malfeasance, fraud, waste, abuse, violations of law, violations of administrative regulations, etc., we want them to bring this to our attention. So that issue would have been decided in my favor. The second piece, whether or not she did anything wrong, right? Like I said, his inquiry should be, okay, Rattigan is saying she got a gift. Let's examine that. What was the gift? And here's where his examination should have taken him. She's running for Secretary General of the Commonwealth. The Jamaican government gave her 18-point-something million. That's fine. That was approved by the cabinet. But then we see 99,000 coming from the outside. It didn't come to the government. It went straight to Fin Partners from the people who had the money. Then we see where the government said they didn't know anything about it. That was a private contract between the people making that, paying Fin Partners and Fin Partners. Then we see Fin Partners providing that gift of consultancy services to the minister to aid her in her campaign to become Secretary General of the Commonwealth. And then we see the papers from Fin Partners saying, this is what we did. Taught this, that. They lay out everything that they gave her. Radio interview or TV interview, everything they did for her. So the question then is, okay, so the gift was paid for. The gift was services, consultancy services. Now, who paid for that? Paid for by the people who put up the $99,000. And the government was not involved in that. The government was not involved in that payment. So the government won't have to file anything. So now those are the facts. The law says if you're a government official and you get a gift, you must file. We know that the government didn't get the gift, so nobody over on this side has to file. On this side where we have the minister, she received the gift, she has to file. The law says that. Okay, now let's look to see whether or not she filed. In her statement, she said, I received no gift. I received no gift and I received no benefit. She pointed to the people on this side, the government, and she said they received a benefit. So we're still left with the question, okay, you didn't get anything. Government got the benefit. Who got the gift? Where is the gift? She got the gift. So she has to file. So we move to the next step now. Did she file? She said, I didn't get no gift. So it stands to reason by deduction that if she didn't get a gift, she's not going to file. So all the judge had to do was ask her, ma'am, did you file for receiving the gift of consultancy services? And you know what her answer would have been? No. And at that point, the case is over. He said, well, then you have violated the Financial Administrative and Audit Act because it says if you've received a gift as a government official and it's more than a certain amount, then you're required to file it. So now she has to file that with the tax people. She has to file it with the finance ministry. She has to file it with Integrity Commission. She has to file it with Minister of Foreign Affairs and Foreign Trade. And God knows who else she has to file it with. She didn't do a single filing. So that's where the judge's examination of the facts and applied an application to the law should have taken him. And what he should have said at that point. So once he should have said, yes, you have standing. And two, she did not file and she should have filed and she violated the law and the administrative regulations. End of story. No, I wasn't asking the judge to punish her. All I said to him, Judge, I just want you, based on the facts and the law, to make a declaration that she didn't. And the judge did the complete opposite. He never touched the issue of gift. Never touched the issue of the gift. Who received the gift? Who paid for the gift? Never touched it. All he said was that the Jamaican government put her up and therefore the Jamaican government, received some benefit. And then he said, and I believe her. He said, I believe her.
I'm gonna mute. Yes, Ratty. So hear this now. I want you to, because me just get this I one away, the one behind. Where stay anonymous. Say you should repeat what them tell about the case before this happened. Because you get some call and I say, yeah, you remember if you're winning, we can't afford to make you win. Repeat all of that for me, Ratty. Everyone, every single thing. Let me put on mute and make you.
Okay. When the case started, I got phone calls from a whole bunch of people, including JLP senior members, senior supporters, right? And from the get-go, they were telling me, drop the case. They said, look, just drop this case. She didn't do anything bad. She didn't steal any money. She didn't kill anyone. Just drop the case. And I said, no, as a principled person, I cannot do that. I'm fighting for the integrity. I'm fighting for the integrity of the parliament. I'm fighting based on democracy, transparency, good governance. I'm fighting on behalf of all of those things, and I'm fighting for all of those things on behalf of the Jamaican people, because at the end of the day, we're all suffering, but they're suffering more. And I said, it's for them, right? So they said, no. You need to just drop the case. And I didn't. And this was months ago. Then I started getting calls from politicians, MPs, JLP MPs. And they're telling me, no, you can't, this is dangerous. This is not going to go anywhere. You need to drop it. And I said, no, not going to drop it. And then a few days, just last week, actually, I received several phone calls. One from a very prominent MP who said, you cannot win. You're going to lose, and I hope you lose. And I said to him, well, why is that such a problem? Because we're talking about openness, transparency, good governance, democracy, all of those things. And yet when it comes to implementing those things, when it comes to applying those things to a certain type of behavior, I'm getting phone calls saying I should drop the case. And he said, he said, you're not gonna win. We can't afford to make you win, because if you win, it's going to damage the party. And I said, well, wait a minute, hold on 1 second now. Damage the party. What about the people of Jamaica? Said, no, it's a party I'm talking about. That was last week. The night the decision was what? Was yesterday, Wednesday. Tuesday night, I spoke to a senior JLP operative, and he said to me, listen, you're not going to win, So I don't know why you even bother with this thing. He said, no, you're not going to win, because we're not going to allow this thing to happen. You're not going to win. And he said, just take my word. Watch and see what's going to happen tomorrow. You're not going to win. So after the verdict, after the judge's decision, that same person contacted me again. And he said, I told you that you're not going to win. And he said to me, and by the way, don't bother with the appeal. Don't even bother with the appeal. So I said to him, I'm going to do more than appeal. I'm going to go after her for violating my rights. So I heard this morning that he went to a friend of mine. He went behind my back to a friend and telling that friend to talk to me not to go forward with this thing. But them don't know who them are deal with. Them see what them don't know with. And then going to find out now who we be. Because we not stop here, so because we are fight for ourselves, we are fight for the people of Jamaica, we are fight for the country of Jamaica, we are fight for everything Jamaica. Right? And when they take up a struggle like this and say, right now, I'm going to fight to the end with this, then you have to know, say, you're completely focused. You're not going to be distracted, right? And you're not going to be dissuaded by these bumps in the road. Yesterday was a bump in the road, but yesterday, guess what? Yesterday was a bump in the road, but yesterday was also a trap. And then fall right into the trap. Because when you see what come out now, when you see exactly what's coming out now. Because she jumped up here, the minister jumped out yesterday and started saying, oh, this is vindication and this and that and that and that. And you notice, one thing she never mentioned. She never said, and Mr. Rattigan has appealed and it's been granted. Never mentioned that. Can't mention that. Right? But for the people who were not aware of what happened yesterday, at the very end of the proceedings, I made a motion for a leave of court to file an appeal. And it was granted. Right? And so that's why we're going to proceed with the appeal. And God willing, we will prevail. And what we're doing, we're planning as if this thing is going to the Privy Council, because that's where we really want it, and in the international space. That's where we really want it, where judges can look at the actions of a local politician and decide whether that person violated laws and administrative regulations. And that is going to be devastating. Devastating, because the news in Jamaica right now, it's been carried locally and some outlets, but when you get a Privy Council ruling, that's global, and everybody's going to be pointing at her. And not only, who will be pointing and reveling the most? Who will be pointing and reveling the most is a person who will be just down the street from her, Baroness Patricia Scotland, because she's going to say, I told this lady, I told her to just let me finish up my 2 years, and then she can do whatever she wants. Let me finish up. And what did the minister say? In a quote made famous by her. That will never happen. That's what she said. And we're going to make sure that whatever we're doing in terms of justice and transparency and all the other principles of good governance, we're going to make sure that them things they happen. That's what we're going to do. Her job is to make sure so them things don't happen, because you know what? She cannot afford to make transparency rule the day. Because if transparency rule the day, it will be, this is what transparency is like, where we bring the facts to you, and we bring the documents to you, and we bring the videos to you, so that you don't have to listen to me and lonesome and say, oh, boy, I just talk up them mouth, and you hear hearsay and innuendos and foolishness and scandal. No, what we do, we bring the documents and we bring the videos to you, so that you can see and you can read for yourself and say, well, I don't make it up. And if we are make it up, tell them us source. Tell them us to us. But watch. I'm telling you, I've said it before, and some people might say I'm daring her to do it, but she said I've made statements that are defamatory. And when somebody make a statement about it that's defamatory, you sue them, right? But you see, she cannot afford that, because what this judge did not address will be addressed in a suit for defamation, because the court is gonna say, Mr. Rattigan, she says you defamed her. What did you do to defame her? What did you say that was false? And then I'm going to bring out the documents and I say, Judge, this is what I produced, and this is what she's saying is false. And these things are true, because then she'll be asked. She'll be asked questions. She'll be put on the oath. She has never been on the oath, as far as this is concerned, except when the one time she went on the oath, she didn't sign sworn affidavit. And I'm saying it so that she can sue me. She lied. She lied, because she said, I did not receive a gift or benefit in my official or personal capacity. That's simply not true. That's not true. Not true. So I want her to sue me, because once she sues, then I'll file a counterclaim, and then we'll just battle it out in court. But I know, God willing, I know I am going to prevail. I know I'm going to prevail. And when I say I'm going to prevail, that's the collective I. It's all away. The victory for the whole away. A friend of mine write me this morning when him see the thing from on Instagram, and him say, Rattigan, a victory this. A victory. Him say all of them who put out the expensive bottles of wine and then party last night, and then wake up with a no headache. What you call it? Hangover. When they wake up with a hangover, him say right now when them get that news, the hangover leak out of them long time when them get that news, when them see it. And they say, but wait a minute, people now start dissect and examine the opinion. The court's opinion, and they must say, wait a minute, this don't make no sense, because this put now, in addition to the standing piece, this now puts the court at odds with what the government did, right? Because if Imoko says the government do it, then the question is, okay, so where is the filing? And Fin Partners never said it was the government of Jamaica. The Fin Partners did, and guess what? On that form, the front page of it, it says, who's your client? And you can list organization, government. You know what they checked? Individual. And they wrote Kamina Johnson Smith. It doesn't get clearer than this. Doesn't get any clearer than this. So what happens is that them run right into this thing here now. Because now them can't run, them can't hide. Because the judge already pushed it over now, says the government. Because he might try save her, so him say no, it's the government. And now the government I said, but wait a minute, hold on a second now. We never file anything. We tell Rattigan say we never get no gift or no gift or no benefit. We go out and we tell the world, say we never have anything to do with this. So we can't backtrack now and say, well then boy, yeah, we get it. So the judge put you in a bad position. The judge put you in a bad position. So
Ratty. Yeah, Ratty. Yeah, man. The judge put themselves. The judge a part of the bad position too, you know. Sykes have to wheel him in. Because this, him never do not judge job yaso. It's straight. Him come and tell you about not a dime or a nickel or a 50 cent bag away one say with him out of self and about how much people in the diaspora. You're a Jamaican. You file on behalf of yourself. Judge. And then him come and say the government. So the government seek she and put her there, the government. So you tell me say Jamaica government want tackle Baroness. What's her name? Baroness.
Baroness Patricia Scotland.
Yes. Baroness Scotland. So you want to tell me say the government of Jamaica want tackle her. The judge is stupid, you know. Over am I right, man? Eh? As she never get the pay. A matter of fact, them interview her. Remember play the interview. You just listen to the interview, yeah. I'm telling you for the government that go a UK go live. And when the government come back, what them are gonna do? I don't know Andrew and the one of them that go a UK go live because them that be the secretary. They think the secretary. Look here, hear this. Watch this.
So Foreign Affairs and Foreign Trade, Senator Kamina Johnson-Smith is currently in the midst of some people think, a controversial candidacy for the post of Commonwealth Secretary General. She's here now to update us on what's going on. Morning, ma'am. Welcome to Smile Jamaica.
Morning.
How are
Thank you for having me. I'm great. Thank you.
I just found out that for you to get this position, you will no longer be a minister, you will no longer be a senator. So why in the world you want to leave us, please? Could you
Remember, stop that, people. So the government won't longer be a government then. So you know, them want to be no minister and a MP because them that the government do it. The government get it like what the judge say. So at them did I go. Me no know because me no understand what him say. Me no understand. So she no longer be no minister nor senator, you know. And when she come back, she won't be nothing. Just listen to the interview and just tell me where the judge him ruling if it make any sense or where him say if it make any sense. Judge, you just mix up the government, man. You know no sense, man. You have a question, man. Yeah.
It's with mixed feelings, but it's about service and service in a different capacity. Service not only to Jamaica, but service to 54 countries across the Commonwealth with shared values and shared principles, and that really have and has a great potential to deliver even
Stop it, Deborah. Stop it there. You notice what she never said? She never said she was going over there to service for Jamaica. She said service to Jamaica and to 50-something other countries. So she wasn't going over there and said, well, she's serving Jamaica. She's from Jamaica, but the position is not a Jamaican position. It's an international position, right? So there's nothing that she could have given to Jamaica that Jamaica wouldn't have gotten from any person or from Patricia Scotland. There's nothing that she could have done because she had 54 countries to service, and she cannot show preferential treatment to anyone. So she wasn't going there as a government official. So that's why when I'm talking about she's going there she wasn't going in her personal capacity. That's not true. She wasn't going because like him just said, she'd have to give up the MP position. She'd have to give up the position in the Senate. In fact, she'd have to give up everything political in Jamaica because she'd go and assume this position in the UK. But when you finish, I'm going to tell you which section I want you to play upon this thing. There's a section I want people to hear.
Communities across the Commonwealth. So it's about service.
Yeah, so before Simone, I understand what service means, but exactly your role would be what? What you do as a Secretary General?
I would be, if I am chosen by heads of government, I would be the head of the Secretariat, which is the main administrative body of the 54 or rather of the entities that serve the 54 countries. There are essentially 3 pillars. There's a Commonwealth Secretariat, there's a Commonwealth of Learning, and there's of course the youth program.
Move it down to, if you go down to like, how long is this video? 13 minutes? Or 15?
It not so long, so me that play me the people them hear what she say, and then me go down in your part. It's short, not so tall. Hold on.
There are, 2 G7 countries, 5 G20 countries, and the rest of us are at different stages of development within the Commonwealth. And there are, many accredited organizations, civil society, volunteers that work in every imaginable sector that help with technical capacity building, that support young people's empowerment, gender advancement, so many things that are of critical support in allowing us to achieve our development goals.
Okay.
So where would you be based?
I would be based in London. Trust me, this is the hardest part. The thought of leaving is the hardest part, but it would be for 4 years. I am offering myself to serve for the period 2022 to 2026, which would be the next substantive term of the Secretary.
Stop there. No, people hear what she said. She'd have go for 4 years. No, she take the Africans them for fool, Because here's what happened. Them rotate the chair, right? To this position. And the next position going to go to Africa, right? So now, Baroness Scotland, let me just give you some background. Baroness Scotland was there at this time, last year, June. She was there for 6 years. The term is only for 4 years, but because of COVID, right? Because of COVID, they couldn't have a meeting, and she was extended, right? Hold on there. Okay. So because of COVID, she was extended, and by 2 years. So she only has 2 years left, right? So she's leaving next year. What the Africans had to deal with was this. Well, 2 things. What CARICOM had to deal with was Jamaica betraying them or turning their backs on a decision that they had made. There was consensus that CARICOM, the 14 nations in CARICOM, would support Baroness Scotland for the next 2 years, because she said she considered herself being in the second term. So she did 4 years. Now she gone 2 years because of COVID. So she said, look, let me just finish up my 2 years and complete the 8 years, and that's it. So they were looking at 2 years. So there was a consensus in CARICOM that they were going to support this lady, and Jamaica was part of that. And then a month or so later, Jamaica, after meeting with the British Prime Minister, Jamaica decided that they're not going to support Baroness Scotland. They're going to put up their own candidate, and that's how the minister got selected for that position, right? That's how they say, all right, fine, you can go. Now, think about this, folks. The Africans are sitting there, and they're saying, okay, we can wait 2 years for Baroness Scotland to complete her tour of duty, and then we get it. Or we can wait 4 years for Minister Kamina Johnson finish her tour of duty. Now here's why Minister Kamina Johnson said 4 years, because she thinks she's slick. She said 4 because she knows that you can do up to 8, and there is a handshake agreement between the CARICOM, between the Commonwealth members, that if you are the sitting Secretary General and you complete the first 4 years, if you want to extend for another 4 years, they give it to you. That's how it works. So the Africans are looking at this and say, it's not 4 years she want to come for. She want to come for 8. And even if she want to come for 4, that's 2 years longer that we have to go wait than if we wait for Baroness Scotland finish up her 2 year period and then we get it. So the Africans are not fools. And them tell them all kind of things, that she go African, all kinds of nonsense. And then when they went to Kigali for the vote, she was shocked. I'm telling you right now, I think she's emotionally damaged as a result of that, because it was a major embarrassment, because they all went, the whole entourage went to celebrate her ascension to the seat of Secretary General. And that did not happen. Major, major embarrassment, because when they left Jamaica, people were saying that the votes are in our pockets. We've got this. And they went only to be sorely disappointed. So I just want people to know when she says she's going for 4 years, she just said 4 years. But the Africans are looking at it and they're looking at it going, well, that's 2 years more than if that's 2 years more than the tenure of Patricia Scotland. That we have to wait because she only has 2 years. Patricia Scotland only had 2 years left. And then, so we have 2 years and we can get it. Or we do the vote for Minister Kamina Johnson-Smith. Now we have to wait 4. And there's a possibility that if she says, hey, I'm doing a great job, I want to stay, people are going to vote for her to stay 8 years. So the Africans them say, no. We're going to take the short thing, the 2 years. We know this woman will leave for the 2 years. And that's how that happened. You can't continue, brother.
Safe to say that your announcement caught people off guard.
Yes, I think that's safe to say.
and why would that have been the case? I mean, you wouldn't have wanted anybody to know you were considering?
No. We had been asked years ago when countries were first starting to say that they thought there should be a change of leadership. Okay. We had declined because our view was that hopefully the issues that brought those queries about would resolve themselves, but they haven't. And I think the fact that 3 candidates have come forward from different regions clearly sets that out. There's a candidate from Tuvalu in the Pacific. Mm-hmm. There was a candidate from Kenya in Africa. And there is, of course,
he's withdrawn.
Myself.
That person has...
She has withdrawn. The Kenyan candidate has withdrawn. Mm-hmm. But the Tuvalu candidate, Sir Iateli, is still in the race, very much so. So it's a three-person race.
So you saw this and you said, I want it? Or did the Prime Minister or someone else say, Kamina, I think this is...
Well, we were asked again. When after the Kenyan candidate withdrew, the approaches started once more, and this time
approaches from whom?
People, say Boris Johnson approach him. At the British Prime Minister of Scotland out, approach her, Have them approach them. Yeah? Yes. So you see this, you see what happened though?
From a few other countries, and so we started consultations. We didn't consult before, but this time we consulted within the region and across the Commonwealth, and the response was so positive that it caused this sort of waterfall. We were getting questions at the High Commission, and we said,
Stop it there. Yeah, she said she consulted across the region and the response was positive. That's not true. That's simply not true. That's a lie, because out of the 13 countries, excluding Jamaica, right? I think it's only like 4 countries voted for her. So when she had talked about it wasn't positive because people started leak out and said, no man, we all agree as a region that we were going to support Patricia Scotland. And now Jamaica come up and said them go and put up their own candidate. This is not right. And one prime minister even said this is going to cause fractures in the relationship in CARICOM. This is going to be a problem because that's why CARICOM don't trust Jamaica now. This is one of the reasons why them don't trust Jamaica. This is one of the reasons, not to mention the one that just happened last week in the UN, but this is one of the reasons because there was a consensus, there was an agreement that they were all going to support Patricia Scotland as a bloc, right? And then Jamaica decided that they weren't going along with it. After they agreed, then they said, no, we're going to do our own thing. And I think 3 countries went with Jamaica. I think Trinidad and Tobago and 2 other countries went with Jamaica. So when she said we consulted in the region and it was positive, that's a lie. That's not true.
And by the way, Ratty, a lot of countries they caught against her. First one was I think Gaston Brown from Antigua. Some other country did start the court against her. Them I say, oh, they never get this street. Them not court against her in the Caribbean. I say it's stupid. But I told them a Britain push her to jump on it and say me could jump on the wagon because them like get gift, Yes.
We just have to take the decision and go. When the Kenyan candidate withdrew, their government actually issued a note to all the heads of state indicating that they were withdrawing at this time because they hoped another candidate would come forward and there would be time for that candidacy to manifest. So it wasn't perfect timing, but They say there's nobody better than Jamaican women in the sprint.
Oh.
Shella said it wasn't a perfect timing, but she still try to tackle Scotland. Yeah?
That show you that show you say the thing hurry come up. That show you say the thing hurry come up. When she say there's some perfect time, and she say Kenya said we have to withdraw so that can give people time. And she said it wasn't enough time. It wasn't enough time. Because they did not originally plan to do it. They did not. Says hurry come up business this. Got through.
What?
I don't know if I'm allowed to say this now, but Paco.
Wait, hold on.
But that was in fact a joke made to me by a counterpart foreign minister. So I have just now taken it as my own. But it was another foreign minister who made it.
But the posturing has not been very different, because although this is pegged as a three-person race, it is clear, I think, to many who are watching, or it would seem, let me say that you are way ahead. And it seems that you too also feel that way.
Well, it's going very well. I don't take anything for granted. I mean, it's 54 heads of state, 54 heads of government who make this decision. So there could be shifting sands. But I will say unequivocally that the response to my candidacy has been so positive and so encouraging. I think that it is in part because of the experience that I have had across the political space, in the multilateral space. I've served as president of the ACP Council, presiding over the securing of our mandate for the new development agreement through which we get our development funds, that is across Africa, Caribbean, and the Pacific. I've served as chair of CARIFORUM, opening the post-Brexit trade agreement discussions from 2017. I started those. We got the agreement in 2019. I've served as chair of the CARICOM Council of Foreign Relations. I've served as chair of CARICOM Council on Trade and Economic Development. I mean, we currently serve as coordinator within the WTO for the ACP, that is 79 countries again, many of whom are Commonwealth countries. So I have been operating at building bridges, negotiating across the peace.
So you think you're the best candidate?
I think that many countries happily think so.
Yeah. One country
doesn't. Go on then. When she said she served here and she served there and she served everywhere, right? When you violate the law, brother, right? And like in Jamaica, and you put it, you don't indicate it on your statutory declaration, and them consider it like, a crime. What you supposed to serve? Can I hear you?
You're supposed to serve a prison, brother. When you violate on them thing, that prison for to serve.
Yeah, you're supposed to serve sometime.
That you too also feel that way?
Well, it's going very well. I don't take anything for granted. I mean, it's securing of our mandate for the new development agreement through which we get our development funds, that is across Africa, Caribbean, and the Pacific. I've served as chair of CARIFORUM, opening the post 79 countries again, many of whom are Commonwealth countries. So I have been operating at building bridges, negotiating across the peace.
So you think you're the best candidate?
I think that many countries happily think so.
Yeah. One country doesn't. I don't know if he has changed his mind, but Prime Minister Gaston Brown from Antigua and Barbuda actually said your move was a monumental error. Whilst I'm not asking you to think for him, do you know why he would say that?
I had a conversation with him about this. We had a great meeting when I was in Ghana for the Agri-Invest Forum just a few weeks ago. And we I don't want to share our conversation.
Right, fair enough.
But how it has been taken in the media is not exactly how he meant it. He's actually very complimentary of my capacity and my abilities. And I would say that maybe media can ask.
Well, I believe the man when him talk out in the open. Me not listen about she talk to him in the private and I tell we. But me hear what him say. And that me I go with. Why, after I talk to her, him never come back out in the public and say what he mean. She can't talk to me. She think we are that one, yeah? Remember, you know, the man of the wilderness, this, and the renegade and the rebel, this, you know. We no be care. We no done nothing, boy, you know. All right. You right here, me not telling you, man? All right.
Ask him for another comment at another time.
What about Baroness Patricia Scotland, who was urging you to even withdraw your candidacy?
Well, I've preferred not to focus on the incumbency as part of my campaign. I focus on my vision, what Jamaica brings to the table through my person, what we have done historically, what I have done, and what we wish to do for the Commonwealth, which is to enhance its
She said what I have done. And that's, yeah, all right.
ability to deliver on member states' priorities, to ensure there is more focused leadership, more strategic leadership that leverages the limited resources for the areas where the Commonwealth has comparative advantage, to strengthen our ability to deliver technical capacity and to get reinvestment, because funding has fallen off across the years for.
So Jamaica going to let them depend on top chance of funding. So now look something, them that look something somewhere around there, so. But funding falling off across the years. You have to listen to them when them talk, you know. Because when them always do politics, you know, me I tell you something, I grab them in them net all the time, you know. Yeah, man.
Various different reasons, and it is felt largely that a new, re-energized, a new leader at the helm of the Secretariat, bringing the energy and the bridge building capacity that Jamaica has to the space, will, however, revitalize the Commonwealth.
I don't know if it was done deliberately, but Sim just interviewed someone from Rwanda. The decision will be made in Rwanda at the end of this month.
Yes.
If and when that happens, when do you pack up and you're going to leave us?
We still have to discuss that.
Okay.
We still have to
and
discuss
then
that
what
as
happens,
there isn't a fixed period.
Look ahead for 4 years. You come back and be the Prime Minister.
What kind of question is that?
Did you see that shriek?
Well, wait, but I'm giving her a chance to answer.
No,
I thought it was a great question. By the way, I thought it was a great question.
Did you? Did you really?
Shocker.
Shocker, exactly. I haven't thought that far ahead. What I can say, though, is that the next 4 years, if I am given the opportunity, will be focused on ensuring that the Commonwealth is ready to deliver on the priorities of member states.
Yeah, she keep on use a personal pronoun I. She don't say if Jamaica is given. You know what I'm saying? If Jamaica is given, she said if I am given, she was the one who was running for the position, not Jamaica. So when them talk about Jamaica get benefit, Jamaica don't get no benefit. No benefit whatsoever. None. And if you ask them, okay, she never get the job, but what benefit did Jamaica get? Right? From the consultancy services. Them cannot tell you. Them cannot tell you what Jamaica get. Cannot.
That it is more relevant and more visible to the people of the Commonwealth, and that Jamaica's leadership of that body will stand tall.
And if someone just tuning in now would just say, she's a politician. What's a politically correct answer?
No, but I mean, and certainly over the next 4 years.
I hope that means it's a good answer.
It's a great answer.
Certainly over the next 4 years, there are other opportunities that will open up as a result of, the work you do in that space. I did wonder for true, like, where do you go after you do?
Hopefully I return here. And, for me.
People, that means another government thing. Hopefully I return here. Because she could have just stay and she don't have to return or do what she do. That means she does do her thing. Hopefully I return here. And I will return back to a government or to the party. And no, hopefully I return here. No, that's just a Ratty. Hopefully.
Life is about service in different capacities. So it doesn't have to be in one way or another, and it doesn't have to be in government either. So.
Say, hopefully she return maybe not in a different capacity, and it not have to be in a government. But because she live a private life, no matter what have you. So she exit government, go do her own thing, make her own money and them thing there. And then we are asked her about the gift and thing, and then the judge at her about a government. Who him think him a trick? Him packet them line. Him need to move. Because them are not judge him require shit. That are not judge. Me I tell you one of them. Me know them, you know. Yeah, I'm one of them, man.
Okay.
I'm trying to remember what them say about don't ask a man, just ask a woman or something. There's something left.
Yes, if you want to talk about something, ask a man. If you want something done, ask a woman. I think that's generally what they say.
No, that wasn't the thing.
But that one too. That one works as well.
It's not there.
It's a fact. It's a
I hate to
fact.
tell you this, Senator.
No.
But
But you know, there's space for all of us at the table. Always, men and women bring different energies and different capacities to the table. Always. This is why we promote diversity. It's why we promote gender advancement.
Big vision. You seem very excited about it, though.
I am. It's a huge opportunity for Jamaica to lead, to stand in the organization at that level. We have Jamaicans who have served it across the decades since independence at different levels, and to lead it, I think, would be a great honor. And it's also just a great opportunity to do more.
Very proud of you, Senator.
Thank you so much.
London is cold and grey, you know. You've got to bottle some sunshine, take it with you.
And every single week,
You can send me some.
every single week, our diaspora check-in with the former senator and the former minister, Baroness.
No, but we know you'll do well. If and when
I'm
it
positive
does
about
happen.
it. I'm
Yeah.
hopeful, not counting any chickens again. So we continue to do work, continue to engage.
Count them, man. You win. Count
No.
them. Well, me I count them.
So you said chicken for dinner next.
So we are counting down to Kigali, but we are not counting chickens.
And will you be leaving to go, or will they decide?
No, I will leave. I
Okay.
would have gone to Kigali anyway. We would have had a delegation led by the Prime Minister
Okay.
to Chagam in the same way in 2018. We went to London. That's where it was being hosted. The new chair in office, Rwanda, will take the helm at that meeting. And so there will be strong engagement and a good delegation from Jamaica, as had been planned in any event.
God bless you and your family, ma'am.
Thank you very much.
The Honourable Minister of Foreign Affairs and Foreign.
So Ratty, you're here now. Eh? Because you never come back and
No, stop it. The key part, the right after that, man.
Trade Senator Kamina Johnson Smith, next time I call her name. Secretary General Commonwealth. And he's my friend. Can you believe that? That means I run the Commonwealth too.
It doesn't work that way, though, you know.
Please explain to him,
It
Simone,
really
after.
doesn't.
No, I don't want anybody
On
explaining.
camera.
Stop it there. All right. People, I want you to pay very, very close attention to the next few minutes of this interview, because you're going to hear from the minister's mouth who financed her campaign. Now remember, this is in June. This interview was June 7th of last year. Why is that important? Because by this time, Finn Partners was paid in full by June 7th. They started providing services to her in April 24th, somewhere around there. And if you look at the payment schedule, by the time they got to June, they were paid in full. So she received the services at the time that she was doing this interview. She was almost done with the consultancy services. So I want you to listen keenly to what she says about who's funding her campaign. And I want you to listen if you ever hear she mention the words Finn Partners. And I want you to listen to hear if she mention Seprad, Musan, who else? Keith Duncan, and the other companies. I want you to listen carefully if you hear she mention any of those names. Listen carefully.
Now watch now. Watch now.
Father of our creation.
Next month when you see me, I'm sit down. So and them say, why I'm sit down? So I say, me and the Secretary General and his friend.
Yeah. Would you guys allow me to say something, even though it's not? You didn't ask.
Hear it, yeah. Hear it, yeah.
When I woke up this morning.
Well, on the loan something might have to hear what she said. They no ask her no question about no financing of the campaign, you know. And she said, you guys didn't ask me this question, but I woke up this morning and I was, thinking about it. And so I feel like I have to talk about it. Listen carefully, people.
Father of our
Next month
creation.
when you see me, I'm sit down. So, and them say, why I'm sit down? So I say, well, me and
Because
the
he's
Secretary General and his
Secretary
friend.
General.
good
Yeah.
Would you
friend.
guys allow me to say something, even though it's not, you didn't ask me the question?
Please.
Because it's something that bothered me when I woke up this morning. I understand that people were asking questions about the funding of the campaign. And I was a little surprised about that because it's something I had publicly answered previously in a radio interview just a few weeks ago, that the campaign is a Jamaican campaign funded by the government of Jamaica. No other government has contributed any finances to this campaign. It is Jamaican. And my travel is absorbed within the Ministry of Foreign Affairs that has a budget for these things, as I've been blending the campaign along with work that I would normally do as Minister of Foreign Affairs and Foreign Trade. So we will report on the expenditure after the campaign, because it's a little early in the stage to do so now. But there are no secrets. There's no attempt to hide anything. And, you know, I hope people will not seek to characterize it that way.
And politicians.
She never mentioned. She never mentioned. Let me stop her there. Let me put up her mood. She never mentioned Keith Duncan and none of them. That money there. Private sector, the other one come mention it. She said the government and no other government, she don't get no money for us to government. But yes, still private sector, them in the house. We're not supposed to go in there go tell no lie. Bug life, I tell you and name out who gather private money there. The government do this, but at them gather this, at them pay for this. You see the lie, you saw them lie. She knows that them gather the money and she hide them name. And then them come back now and I try straighten that when them talk about the 99,000 US. Eh? You hear her look a while. No other government, you know why she said no other government? She don't want, you know, if UK government gives some money to stand up against the woman. Yeah? You hear them lie? You're Ratty.
No. She said there are no secrets about the funding of her campaign. No secrets. Nothing to hide. So why she never mentioned say that? Why she never mentioned say that she'll get private the private donations? Why she never mentioned say that the private sector of Jamaica, that some of those folks that they had contributed to Fin Partners providing the services to her? She never mentioned none of that. None of that. I remember what she said now. I have nothing to hide. There are no secrets about the financing of my campaign. It's funded by the Jamaican government and no other government. Yes. Why? And we're not even so sure about that because we don't hear stories that the Brits might have provided some money. But be that as it may, forget about them. What we are talking about is at this point in time when she made this interview, she knew that the private sector had paid for her consultancy services provided by Fin. Think about these people. Fin Partners call her up. I could just get the benefit of the doubt. Fin Partners call her up and say, hey, listen, we understand that you're running for this position as Secretary General of the Commonwealth, and we are here to provide consultancy services to you to help you obtain that position. If somebody said that to you, people, the first question you're going to ask is, who paid for this? Or who sent you? Or where you come from? Why you give me this? Right? You would have asked. You wouldn't just say, you get a strange call and you just say, all right, come give it to me. No, you want to know who's paying for this, why are they paying for this, all that stuff. That's assuming that you didn't know beforehand that this was cooked up. That's assuming that you didn't know. And then, when you look at the payment structure made to Fin Partners, you know that something is not right here. Because the way the payments were made, one company made a payment today, then another one made it 2 days after, then one made it the day after, then one made it. And by the way, how would they know that Fin Partners is the company that they're going to use to provide consultancy services to her? How would they know? Them talk about it. And what's more is that the Minister of Information himself said that. He said we were approached by the private sector to support it, and we said we would be happy for the support. So ask yourself the question. If they, as a group, approached the government and said, okay, we want to support, why did they make the payment piecemeal? Why didn't they just pool their resources? Because these are multimillionaires, right? The individuals and the corporations. So why didn't they just pool the resources and make one payment to Fin Partners? Because there's nothing illegal about what they were doing. So they didn't have to structure the payment. Why is it that, you know, hold on 1 second, Lonesome. I'll just go and get the paper to tell the people about the payment. Give me 2 seconds.
Meanwhile, Rattigan do that. Because she said no other people, right? No other, just the government of Jamaica. But hear these people. Hear what me I'll play to you. Yeah.
Information Minister Robert Morgan says those are the only donors who gave permission to be named publicly.
Does that represent the totality of the contributions that were made to cover the expenses of Fin? And how much would each of these individuals or companies contributed? And are there other companies that would have contributed as well who have opted not to be named?
The names I referred to, I do not suspect reflects the total sum. But I suspect that a lot of them are saying to themselves.
So people, if the government, he might name some people now where donate to Fin's partner pay them. If the government alone fund this,
Minister Robert Morgan says those are the only donors who gave permission to be named publicly.
Does that represent the totality of the contribution?
Duncan, the Musson Group and Grace Kennedy Limited are among corporate Jamaica members who paid global marketing firm Fin Partners to provide international communication services for Senator Kamina Johnson-Smith's candidature.
So she say, I know the house them attack. She say, the government alone fund this. But me I say Grace Kennedy, the government people. Muslim Group and Keith Duncan. Let me look at who this. A Jamaica government,
Organization of Jamaica, Keith Duncan, the Musson Group and Grace Kennedy Limited are among corporate Jamaica members who paid global marketing firm Fin Partners to provide international communication services for Senator Kamina Johnson-Smith's candidature for the post of Commonwealth Secretary General. The cost of the contract, $99,000. Information Minister Robert Morgan says those are the only donors who gave permission to be named publicly.
Does that represent the totality?
So people, if she the truthful in herself now, if she truthful in herself, in a June she do this. The money I pay from April. The money start, I think it don't pay by this. Them don't pay it up. Ratty read it out when as me don't talk, Ratty read it out. Then them don't pay it up. But yesterday she said the government of Jamaica, no other government, nobody does the government to spend money. You know, she say a lie. This was lie, straight lie. Come cross Ratty.
'2022, Minister Morgan was asked by a reporter on Nationwide Radio whether the private sector, or as they call them, corporate Jamaica, had reached out to the government to support the efforts. They said the government efforts. And he said, this is Minister Morgan speaking now, and he said, yeah, he said, and we told them meaning the private sector, that we would be very happy if they would assist. So they knew, he knew that monies were flowing into the campaign, but they didn't want it. They didn't want the government's hands on the money. They didn't want to be tainted by that. So what he said later on was the government of Jamaica was not a party to this contract. So they tried to distance themselves from it. He said, we knew. Essentially he's saying, okay, come and help us. So he knew the money was coming in, but he was like, no, we can't touch it. You know, they must now pay now directly to Fin. And you see what happened is that this is where the judge made a mistake, because the judge made a mistake thinking that, well, if the government is involved and the government got the benefit, then the government got the money. But the government didn't get the money. So the government had no reporting requirement. Right? Now you mentioned who paid and when. Now, the very first payment was made to Fin Partners on April 26th. And it was made by Keith Patrice Duncan in the amount of $10,000 US. The second payment was made 3 days later on April 29th, 2022, and it was made by Sandals Resorts International, and the amount $15,000 US. The third payment was made May 3rd. That's 4 days later. May 3rd, 2022, and it was made by Grace Kennedy Limited in the amount of $15,000 US. The next payment was made a day later, May 4th, by Seprod in the amount of $7,000 US. The next payment was made a day later, May 5th, 2022, by AIC Barbados Limited in the amount of $14,980. And I believe this company is a company under the control of Mr. Michael Lee Chen. I believe that to be the case. The next payment was made the day after, May 6th, by the Jamaica National Group Limited in the amount of, and get this, $9,634.53. Who the hell make that kind of payment? $9,634.53. And the last payment was made on May 6th, the same day, by Barita Investments Limited in the amount of $10,000 US. Now we don't see Musan. Musan is not here on this list, but we know that Musan, based on what we were told by the minister and others, the media, that Musan made a contribution. So all of this was paid. The last payment was made, the last payment was made on May 6th, and the interview that Lonesome just played occurred on June 7th, around that time frame. So it's about a month later. So the monies were received by Fin already. They had paid off everything already. And you see what she said? She said, there's nobody financing my campaign. It's a government, except the government of Jamaica. No other government, but she didn't say the private sector, they're paying the money as well. Right? And she pretended as if she wasn't getting any consultancy services because she never mentioned it. Never mentioned it. So this is where we can say that she was disingenuous in saying that her campaign is funded only by the Jamaican government. She should have said, my campaign is funded by the Jamaican government and the private sector of Jamaica. That would have been accurate. But she didn't say that.
Yes, Ratty. Simple. I wrap up them case in Ratty. Because as I said now, you wrap up the case, wrap it up. Because when Sharon up and down, I said, vindicate, nothing like that. The judge him corrupted. Yeah, you staple up yourself, your own self. You live by your name, brother, you staple up yourself. Saying, Sykes need to look on you, Ratty, you need to make a complaint about him. About 50 cents stamp on who you represent yourself, you're a Jamaican. It's stupid. She just tell a lie right here upon an interview, said nobody, just the government. She never say private, when you nobody mean nobody else. You know. Just the government mean just the government. So I never tell us a private sector or alone somebody have to do it. Me said nobody else but the government. And that was a lie. I remember them pay the money when she do this. When she do the interview, them don't pay the money already for your consulting thing. That was a clear lie. Yeah? And inside the government, yes, still no government of Jamaica no pay the money there to Fin Partners. You know, system, I'm not blunder that him blunder. Him a punk. Him a judge. Him a one of them in the pocket. Him a fi move. We are telling. Come and go watch it. You are punk. You are one of them who mash up Jamaica. So I have to dig deeper, you know. You're not supposed to do right this and either. Me, I wonder how much innocent you to send go to prison, sir. Yeah, man, because you're not judge, man. Someone have some little wicked heart and then on a line on yourself. Not to be patriotic, but on a more worship party. party, you know, and money and thing and mash up the country at 2080. You know, piece of nastiness, you know. Him a punk. Him a judge. That's my verdict, Ratty.
He might forgot answer, you know. He might forgot answer. At some point he might forgot answer. And I forgot answer. And the thing is, you know, I don't know how these people live with themselves. I don't know how them sleep at night time. Because not only them do things like this in the dark and expect that it won't come to light. But even when it comes to light, you kind of hope that they will say, you know what, yes, I made a mistake. Because if she had said from the beginning, look, I made a mistake, it's an oversight, and I'll correct it, nobody would be going after her. But she didn't do that. She stiffened her spine, and she said, I didn't get no gift. And the question still remains today, who got the gift? And nobody can answer. The judge can't answer. The government can't answer. She not answering. But I stand corrected. There's one person who's answering. There's one entity that's answering, and that is Fin Partners. And see them documents here. See them documents here. These are them documents. These are them filing. And if you look on the very first page, it says it's the foreign principal to whom you will render services in support of the primary registrant. And it's right here. Kamina Johnson Smith. Them even put our title. Them never put our title. Them just put minister. Them just put Kamina Johnson Smith. Right? So and then if you go to the whole document is just Kamina Johnson Smith. Everywhere you look, Kamina Johnson Smith, Kamina Johnson Smith, Kamina Johnson Smith. So they're saying that she's the person that received the gift of services that they provided. They were paid to provide consultancy services, and they provided it to one person and one person only. One person and one person only. And that person is none other than Minister Kamina Johnson Smith. She's the person who received it. That simple.
Well, we wrap up a case of sign of people. Later again, when they run out, we'll come beat them because tell me what, the foolishness and like, and then Ratty, remember, you know, you have to file a defamation up there. In the state. Because you have to do that. And have to do it fast too. We not joke with them, none at all. So when she come with that defamation thing, you know, with them have to answer. And then when them serve, remember she can't fly up and down like that, you know, but we strict her. So she have to come a court. So, you know, make sure, file it. By the week are done, make sure it's up, Ratty. It have a file. We no business. And him make the complaint on it.
Yeah, I'm looking into it, and I'll get to it as soon as I can, because we can't afford things like this to happen. And I know I'm hopeful. We have a few naysayers out there, but the naysayers, we're not worried about them, because we have a single-minded focus, and that is to seek justice. That is to seek the government to act in the way it should for the people of Jamaica. And we're not worried about the naysayers, right? We're just gonna move forward. We're not gonna be distracted by red herring or slight comments or anything like that. Again, we're focused with a single-minded pursuit of this issue, and we won't stop until, you know, we get this in the appeal court, or the court of appeal. We get it there, and then we get our judgment, and then we'll move on from there. And then we have other things too. We have the defamation lawsuit. We have the complaint against the judge. We have other things that we have to do. So we have a busy period ahead of us, people. And we're asking you to support. By the way, you can support this effort through the One Jamaica Legal Defense Foundation, OJLDF, OJLDF.org, One Jamaica Legal Defense Foundation.org. I need you to go to the website and make a contribution towards this effort, because this effort is for all of us. It's for people in Jamaica and it's for people outside of Jamaica. As long as you're Jamaican, this one is for you, because what the ruling that the judge just made, devastating, and respectfully wrong. And I'm sure that judge now, when he's looking back and he's seeing all the things that his colleagues are writing right now, he cannot feel good about it, because he overstepped. Now, I don't know if he overstepped deliberately or accidentally or negligently or foolishly. I don't know, but he overstepped because the ruling that he made, is just a poor decision. I don't see him going far in the legal profession. Well, maybe who knows? Maybe he will. Maybe they'll promote him to Chief Justice. I don't know. But he should not go far in the legal profession. He should just stay right where he is right now or revert, go back to where he came from and take care of business right here. Because if this was a test for his judicial and his legal acumen, how he thinks as a lawyer, he failed it miserably. Miserably. And so I have to agree with the people who said to me, this seems to be like a political decision more so than a legal decision, because it's not based on law and the facts. It's based on something else, right? And what he basically did was to just let her go scot-free and then say the law wasn't violated. That's essentially what he's saying. The law wasn't violated because she didn't violate the law. So it's just crazy. So people support the effort because we're moving forward with the appeal, and it's gonna take some cash to get this thing going. But I guarantee you, support the effort, and your money will not be wasted, because you'll see where we are holding politicians accountable. And like I said, she may not have stolen any money, she may not have killed anyone or anything like that, but we believe that she did not act properly, she did not act in accordance with the law, and we have to hold her responsible. And if we can hold her responsible, then just think what we can do with the other folks. Just think about the other folks, because we're not letting anybody get away. They've gotten away for far too long. Far too long. And now they do things, and they do things and they don't even worry about people watching them, because they say, these people are not going to do anything. And if they do anything, it's just 9 days. But times are changing. People are changing. Circumstances are changing. And we are the change that will effect the change that we want to see for the entire Jamaica. When I say Jamaica, I mean Jamaicans at home and Jamaicans abroad. Thank you.
But they are better later. I'm up. Yes, man. All right, so people, that's how we have it, because, when I come out for that case. And by the way, before we leave, remember, like, we start 2 hours, 2.5 hours. Before that, me just say, Oma, we notice you're done, because we not leave you out, We know them out them to state of emergency and make the opposition leader cancel him thing. And I say, and Jonas, I blame the opposition leader, say him a cause the crime because him not work with him. But now you say you are going good and you are going good with one woman. Or the opposition leader for work with you for the state of emergency. Now, man, you have to cover them thing, the man, opposition leader for make you lock up the youth, man, you blame opposition leader. Now you say you can deal with the crime. I have something for deal with you, pan, When you say, who them can manage crime, and yes, still your crime thing, your murder rate and everything with crime, way up past Osha similar thing. And anybody else, a matter of fact. Just the second highest murder rate pan your watch as a prime minister. But in the cabinet where you didn't in a blue schooling cabinet, the highest murder rate in any history of Jamaica, 2009, then 2017 are the second highest pan your watch. You that part of the cabinet too, So Omo, so me know say there Springfield like 3 of us now. Catch you with the pan this 1 hour, so we are time you. So we know you're there Springfield Square. Welcome all. South St. James, you're Rasaska Black. And I take out some people want to commission people like you want to come treat the people. Let me show you on yourself, because soon here, because remember, we're there, the wind. See there? No one of this. Soon there, want to commission now, yeah, man. Yeah, man, soon there. Remember, me ever everywhere, So, me think state of emergency are going, but no, there's with water people and them thing that say, there's some, film the code thing when I go on without the sun or not there, But me still have to watch them, I mean that, say me have the, yeah, man, me have my eyes correspondent all over the place. I have to have my eye about to watch them, I know my kind of style. Oma Davis. So you promise people them water for a long time and things. So we are doing just in a state of emergency, man. We are doing water commission and them and Rasa Black and you and them thing the out there. So. Eh? Nah man, we are watching you know. We're not alone enough to trick the people them boy, yeah? We done with that. Done with that. Yeah man, keep it real around here. The renegade when afraid. Soon forward, yeah? Later. I am up. Bless.